Hello and welcome to my channel and my Sony FX6 series. Now today we are going to put together all the pieces you see in front of me here now. And we're going to start off by attaching the handle of the camera. And as we can see on top here, we have an electrical contact point. Now this is for the handle, which has a contact point which you can see underneath here. And this is for transferring signals from the handle to the camera and vice versa. So we're just going to make sure they align and tighten down these knobs. There's one in the front and one in the back, and you just have to put a little pressure on it to make sure it grabs to the screw hole on the camera itself, and just tighten these down. The next thing we want to do is mount our monitor to the camera. Now this monitor comes in two parts. We have the monitor itself, and we also have this little handle that the monitor is attached to. And Sony has graciously given us the option to mount the monitor on the camera in 5 different positions. We have one on the front here, which is going to be the location I'm going to choose for now, but they're also given us 2 in the back and 2 on the handle. And this is great because then we can attach the monitor every which way we want to suit whatever style we choose and whatever build we choose. And I think this is great. And on the little rail here we can see that there is a recessed little groove that fits with all these mounting points. There are little pins that will go inside here, so you just line it up. I think I'm actually going to line it up like this and push the knob in at the same time. Now I have to admit, I'm not a huge fan of this way of doing it. I actually think this is the weakest part of the camera, and I think the design is a little flimsy. As you can see, it's a little flimsy to attach it, but I mean, it is what it is. So the next thing we're going to do is take our monitor. We're just going to slide it in like this, and then you can adjust the angle of it. I think I'm going to go with this one. Tighten down the knob, and there we go. There you can adjust the monitor in every which position we choose. So I think this is great for run and gun and documentary shooting, where you just want to go really fast. You can go high, you can go low, and whatever you choose. And then the next thing we want to do is we have this cable. Now this cable only fits in the back. It actually says viewfinder, and there are 3 little arrows on the side of the cable, and they're going to line up, and we're just going to put it in until you hear a little click, and then obviously you can tidy up the whole thing for cable management. So the next thing we want to attach is our side grip. Now this is a bit of a interesting design, and it reminds me of the older EX1, EX1R cameras. And you can loosen this. I have quite large hands, so you can loosen this and just tighten it down to make it fit and really grip onto your hand. And this feels really nice. And we also have on the top here, we have a button for focus magnifying, and you can also zoom and stop if you have a power lens from Sony to do so. On the side here there is a little mark that says grip. So we are going to take the cable, we're going to put the camera down, just plug it in like this, and then we can line it up until we hear a click. And we also have a little button that says release. So now we can adjust the handle to suit our shooting position. Now this is wonderful. This is something I have been really missing from my Canon XF605 camera, where on the older EX1R camera you could do this. You could turn this to suit your shooting needs. And I always found that holding the camera at an angle is what puts less strain on the wrist, and it prevents fatigue over time. So I think it's really wonderful that Sony has gone with this design. And also we can see there's a little bit of wiggle, but as opposed to the Panasonic EVA1 when that came out, there was a lot of wiggle room. So it will be very interesting to see how this handle is going to hold up over the years. So the next thing we want to do is attach the little screen hood that came with the camera. Now this is both for protecting the screen and also for sun glare, as I explained earlier. And it is a bit of a plastic design, I think. But I mean, it is what it is, and I think it's nice that Sony is supplying us with this, because this will protect the screen when the camera is not in use, or when you put it in the bag, or you just want to protect the screen from the sun, which is quite important. So there are two hinges, one on the top, one on the bottom. So what we want to do is we want to take the hinge on the top. We're just going to fold it back. We're going to take the hinge on the bottom side, and then the little plastic knob. This is a bit of a flimsy design. I'm not sure why Sony is doing this. On such a high-end camera, you would expect this to be of a bit of a better value. But okay, here we go. It is a little flimsy, and now we can see it's attached to the camera, and we fold it down like this. So I think the whole LCD monitor is, well, it is a little flimsy, as I said. I think the attaching point, and I think this little LCD screen, yes, it is plastic. It is what it is, and Sony is certainly not going to win a best build award for this one. But as we can see, it protects the screen when it's not in use, and you can adjust real easily. And also it is quite nice actually, because we don't want to put, at least I don't want to put my greasy fingers all over the screen. So it protects you know, from the environment. So the last thing we want to add to our build is this little cold shoe that came with the camera. This can be a little flimsy to attach to the camera, and it's something that's been carried over from a lot of cameras from Sony. As we can see here on the bottom, there's a little metal plate, and what you want to do is you can just take your nail and lift up the little plate and push it back. And just be a little careful, because when you do so, there are 4 really tiny screws on the plate as well. And there really is only one way to attach it to the camera, because on the back, on the far back of the handle, there are these little screw holes that you can see here, and this is the only way it will fit to the cold shoe. So what you want to do is you want to just align it up like this. See if you can make the screws fit somewhat, and we'll take our screwdriver, and this is with a pH pH 000 is what I should have said, and just see if we can align them up. And I'm going to do just a little cross screw to make sure we align it up, even though it is magnetic. Okay, here we go, like this, and it helps to have a magnetic little bit when you do so. And then we just want to take our little metal plate. There are 2 little arms that will grip on and make sure that the plate doesn't come loose. So we just push them down a little and just shove it back in until it clicks, and then it's in place. So that concludes our build of the Sony FX6 and its original accessories. I do hope you found this video useful. If you did, please like it, and please consider subscribing to my channel. In our next episode, we will be setting up the camera, attaching lenses, and then it's time to go out and shoot some images. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.